What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Third and Longhorn Postgame Live. I'm Nick Shuley, joined by Jeremy Hills, and Mark Higgins is here too. And we're a little light today. Like it's Derek Johnson's birthday, so everybody wish DJ a happy birthday. So we couldn't get him. I don't know the excuse for the other guys. Though,
we might look light. We heavy though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A poet once said.
Well, we are recapping number 17 Texas's 52-37 victory over the Arkansas Razorbacks. And let's just get right into it, man. Give me your quick thoughts on this win.
A whole lot of offense, like we expected. Our QB was probably the best player on the field today. I feel really confident and it feels really good to say that. This kid's been playing better and better and better over the last, call it, month and a half. Every week has been better than the one previously. Even in the loss last week, you didn't leave that game saying, man, I wish Arch would have played better. That's not what you said. And today got off to a blazing fast start. Yeah, I mean, first 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, accurate down the field with the football, trusting his eyes, setting his feet. The ball was coming out with confidence, was on the money. One of my favorite plays was, I think, the first touchdown, honestly, to Mosley. That's probably my favorite play. Like, sees it, reads it, a guy gets loose, and steps through the would-be tackler, which would have been a sack by, I want to say, that 3 technique. Right? That's a big man that you just, like, shrugged off, stepped up in the pocket and threw a dot 48 some yards down the field for a touchdown.
Like it's nothing.
I'm like, and then there's a couple of moments like that where you just seen maturity and decision, decisiveness with the ball, accuracy down the field. I'm like, yeah, man, it looks like his last name.
Historic day for Arch, the first quarterback in the history of Texas to throw for a touchdown, catch a touchdown, and run for a touchdown.
Talk about the touchdown catch too.
That was a heck of a catch.
Yeah.
He was making. Parker was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you look like you're an acrobat, like some of the throws you throw me."
Yeah. No, man, it was a great catch. The run was good too. I really liked. We talked about that off air, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful run. Putting his foot in the ground, getting. I'm like, yeah, man.
Twice.
This kid's playing ball.
The catch was the Texadelphia.
The Texadelphia.
Special.
Parker could have ran it in if he wanted to.
Yeah. We were all like, Parker, just run it. And then he passes that ball.
Yeah.
Well, Arch ended up 18 of 30 for 389 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had 2 carries for 5 yards and a touchdown, and he had 1 catch for 4 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty solid day.
How many times was he sacked?
0. Clean. And for all that we talked about, this offensive line, et cetera, like they have props to the line for getting it figured out, props to Coach Flood for getting it figured out, props to Coach Sark for calling, changing up how we're calling the games. I think it shows a lot. And you said it when we were walking in here. Since the concussion, Arch is a different man.
Yeah, man. And it's giving him reasons to trust him. And then on the off chance that there is somebody that slips by, like we talked about, he's a heck of an athlete, and he's showing that on the back end, right? So his guys are going to war for him, and he's rewarding them.
Yeah, Texas ended up with 490 total yards, 393 yards passing, 97 yards rushing, and 0 turnovers on the day. I think that's one of the keys. 7 penalties for 72 yards. We just cannot shake this penalty bug. We finally got to go up against a team that's worse at penalties than us. I believe there was, I can't remember which. I think it was a Mississippi State game. Arkansas had 18 or 19 penalties in that game, which I've never seen that. So, I think cleaner. It felt cleaner. We had a couple critical penalties at critical moments, but overall, solid day. I think if you're gonna dig in a little, it's a little scary that this is the worst rushing defense I think we'll play this year. And we ran the ball okay. I don't know. How would you say that?
Average at best.
Yeah.
Average at best is what I would call that. 97 yards on the ground, and it doesn't even really tell a story. You can't think of a run where you said that's what it needs to look like.
And a lot of that was the fourth quarter when we were.
So I would love to say we got to get that figured out. There's one game left in the season, right? So like we talked about in the pregame show, though, what do we want to see from this running game? What's the grading metric from this point, right? Not what we thought it would be, but who we actually are, and then what does success look like from there. And I look at efficient running. When we call it, can we be good with what we call for what we need? And I did see that. I did see we ran the ball well enough for them to have to respect the play action.
Yep.
Right. I did see, okay, I would love to have, a more consistent run game that can get me 4 or 5, but this one's getting me 3 or 4. And at least that's having me in 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 7, not sitting at 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 9. So that part, we're seeing that, but I can keep saying it till we blue in the face. We got to get better there.
Yeah. And you said it. There weren't as many drives this game where we made critical errors at important moments. And this offense, when we're not behind the sticks, we're a very good offense. And when we don't drop the ball, and we had the drops came back a little bit today, but overall pretty solid day. Parker Livingston, 2 catches, 104 yards and a touchdown, including a 52-yarder, or I guess that'd be 252. Isn't my math bad there? No, I'm not doing that math. I can't do that math. It was all language arts for me, not math. Anyway, Emmett Mosley, 4 catches, 81 yards. He still looks solid. He had a rough drop, but he
man. And I like that kid.
I like that kid a lot. Ryan Wingo, 6 catches, 81 yards. DeAndre Moore, 3 catches, 74 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, listen. If you go back to that receiver room and everybody's comparing stats, my guy's sitting there like, yo, I'm good with what I got.
first 10 was it 10 games? He had 1 touchdown and he had 3 today.
3 today.
And then Jack Endries kind of came back alive. 2 catches, 49 yards. Arch, I mentioned, had 1 for 4, and Nick Townsend had 1 for 0. As far as rushing goes, Trey Wisner, 15 carries, 67 yards. CJ Baxter, 7 carries, 24 yards. Arch, 2 carries, 5 yards, and Christian Clark, 3 carries, 2 yards for overall 28 carries, 97 yards, and 1 touchdown, 3.5 yards a clip. It's going to need to look a little better against A&M.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it has to. Absolutely.
Balance it out. Well, we are recapping number 17, Texas's 52-37 victory over the Arkansas Razorbacks. And let's get into the defensive side of the ball. So I'm gonna read the stats first, and they're not fun.
Mm-hmm.
The defense allowed 512 total yards, 324 yards passing, and 188 yards rushing. Quick thoughts on the D today?
Good. Some of that was, some trash time.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that was some trash time. They had a really long drive there at the end for a touchdown. That was, part of that. But the truth is that this was a competitive game. This was a 1-score game all the way through. I mean, it's 24-20 at half. This was a competitive game. Now, we came out, I say we won what we call the middle 8. We won the middle 8 decisively. We got the stop that we needed at the end of the half. Sark did a wonderful job. Like, all right, we got the stop we needed. We put pressure on the punter. We forced a bad punt, got the ball in good field position, ended the half with 3, go up. Instead of going into half 21-20, we go into half 24-20. Okay, cool. Then we come back out, we score. All right, now it's a 2-score game. It's 31-20. And then from there, that's when I think that's when you got the wild little interception deal, right?
I believe that's when Jelani got the
Jelani got the interception. So you won the last 4 minutes of the half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. You won that. Right. And that was a big difference of just kind of how this game kind of opened itself up. I mean, it gets tough from there because now all of a sudden you get Colin Simmons being able to hunt. You get guys able to fly around a little bit. Like that's what happens. Right. So a lot of positives there. We play with a tremendous amount of effort and we're super physical. But my goodness, man, like we are starting to have, from the first play of the game, from the very first play of the game, we gave up an explosive.
Yep.
The first play of the game was an explosive run. Shout out to Michael Taft. If he is not, there was no panic right there. He was super calm, played in space. You got to think, it's Taft RB1 with the ball and nothing but green grass.
That's a very good running back.
Yeah, he closed him off beautifully made a tackle in the open field, and that ended up forcing 3 points as that drive got stalled out. So, and I think that is a great example of what this defense is playing like now. It's like, what are we doing? How do we give that up? And then they step up and make these plays, right?
Yep.
To limit the damage. But it's going to take a little bit more than that next week. Now, not to jump ahead, but it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit more than that.
The thing I like is this is a nice warm up for next week, right? I honestly think this might just be me. I think Arkansas's offense is better than Texas A&M's offense.
That's fair.
But A&M's a more balanced team. A&M has a way better defense.
No doubt.
Than Arkansas.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. A&M got the kid. What's the transfer kid? The defense end. I really like him over there. I forget his name. The Dreads. Yeah, the viral clip. He was going hard at the LSU tackle.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, kid's a baller.
I try not to pay too much attention to their names.
Kid's a baller.
Once they choose A&M,
you just don't even. Yeah. No, they're a much more balanced offense. They on defense. When you look at them, it's complex.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a simple puzzle. It is very complex, right? They got smart players. Now, one thing, they're super handsy on the back end. So what my hope is that we don't get like this let them play mentality and then it's thrown. I hope they call that, because I think that's going to disrupt what A&M wants to do on the back end of the pass defense. I genuinely believe
I totally agree.
Right?
I think that's the part that they're susceptible, right? Although if they do call it pretty tight, it might be bad for us on the other side, because A&M's got some receivers for the most years you won't say that. This year you say that.
Yeah, KC Concepcion, the transfer out of where was he at?
NC State.
Yeah, I remember watching him last year and know how that kid can play. I was not happy he signed where he signed, but
He's
happy for him. He's a baller too. But yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. If you were judging this offense in a silo, completely separate than this defense from Arkansas, this is a phenomenal offense, and they have been all year. And they've been able to run up and down the field with most of everyone, right? And you'll say the same thing about A&M. I honestly think if you go just the test of athleticism, I think we've seen a more athletic quarterback today.
Oh, totally agree.
Yeah, just the test of athleticism.
I think a better quarterback, but nothing against Marcel Reed. I think Marcel Reed's had a fantastic year, but I think Taylor Green's a better quarterback.
That's a hot take.
I mean,
that's a
Nick's gonna be in some mentions over there. And
is
that a hot take?
I think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people got Marcel as a dark horse Heisman.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I think that what he's been able to do in that system and the level of play that he's playing night and day better than he was last year.
I totally agree with that. Oh, and like I said, that wasn't hate. I think Taylor Green is that good, and I think that's
fair.
And I think Taylor Green has less around him than Marcel Reed does.
Absolutely.
And so to do what he's done, and granted, Taylor turns the ball over a little more.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
If it's one thing, we said it in the pregame, we said it in the preview show this past week when we were talking about this game. Taylor Green will get a ball to you.
And what flipped the game today?
He gave up. I mean, listen, if I didn't know no better, I said, we got to launch an investigation right there. I don't know what kind of interception that was.
Yeah,
like we got to figure out what that is, my guy.
I have no idea what he was.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone. And you can see it in his face that he had that old snap moment. Like, what did I just do? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that little lapse of judgment that has plagued him even before he's gotten to Arkansas and is, unfortunately stayed with him throughout his game. I don't see that in Marcel Reed.
Are you saying the boys in the windbreakers with letters on the back might be looking into that?
So somebody got to figure out something. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
No, I fully give Marcel Reed credit. Yeah. Are you kidding? Compared to last year?
Yeah.
This is a whole different player coming into this game. Sure. And there's a
confidence. The confidence is there.
It's a different player. And he has been impressive. But let's get back to Arkansas a little. So KJ Jackson, who came in for Taylor Green after he got injured on that interception.
He looks good.
He did. 16 of 29, 206 yards. And a touchdown. Taylor ended up 10 of 20 for 118 yards and a pick. Mike Washington, after the 41 yards on play one, ended up 17 carries for 105 yards. So honestly, with how he started, not a terrible job on that. Taylor Green did have 6 carries for 56 yards and broke some out and had a touchdown.
Yeah, he was, man.
And he's an athlete. He's elusive in the field.
Big boy, and he a big old guy, and he's an athlete as well.
Yeah. Man, I saw somebody on the sidelines that used to look like that.
Yeah, OBY, huh?
Yeah. And then KJ Jackson had 4 carries, 17 yards, and a touchdown. And their leading receiver was Rohan Jones with 5 catches for 82 yards. Jaden Platt had 4 catches for 65 and a touchdown. Raylan Sharp 4 for 65. Omega Blake, who's their dude, 2 catches, 29 yards.
Yeah,
there. And we talked about the interception by Jelani McDonald, as well as Colin Simmons hitting KJ Jackson, forcing that turnover, giving Leonga his big moment.
Yeah,
Leonga, who I believe almost got tackled by Ethan Burke on that play. They were trying to pull him away from.
Yeah. My guy didn't know where he was going. He was running like he's trying to go in that general direction. It's like I don't know exactly.
I've never done this before.
I've never done this before, but I know I'm going that way. It was a great play, man.
Well, we are recapping.
I just want to know what did Bevo do to him?
Oh. I was like, he's gonna get so much hate for that.
Yeah, like,
he
bro,
threw the ball into Bevo's pit. I've never seen anyone do that.
What did Bevo do to you?
I thought these
bro?
Hawaiian guys were like super calm.
Yeah.
I was just okay.
Leonga is such a quiet, nice guy.
Yeah.
Like just super focused. I love that. He didn't know what to do.
No, he had no clue.
He had no celebration plan.
He
so
did
like,
not
throw the ball to Bevo.
He didn't have it planned. He seen Bevo and just
lucky he didn't hit Bevo. Could you imagine?
Bruh.
He might have been in some bracelets.
Yeah, seriously. Well, we are recapping number 17, Texas's 52-37 victory over the Arkansas Razorbacks. We're going to go through the special teams, and then you guys get your comments, questions in. Obviously, this one's going to be a shorter one.
Yeah.
We're a little light on cast. Plus, there's not a ton
to talk about here,
not
guys.
a ton to break apart. We're going to have a bunch to talk about on the preview show.
Yeah.
I can give you a breaking score that Utah took out K-State.
Oh, that's bad for
they
Texas.
did
51-47.
It came back, huh?
Texas wanted.
That's I tell you, man. That's a tough team, man. That's a tough team.
Oh, down 10 with 5 minutes left.
Yep.
But yeah, on the special team side, Scott Starzik for Arkansas, 3 for 3, including a 51-yard field goal. The Devin Baylor punter, 2 punts, 82 yards, averaged 41, 1 inside the 20 with a long of 61. Bo Meester, 3 for 109 yards, 36-yard average, but that was because he was pinning on those, and he got 2 inside the 20. Mason Shipley, 1 for 1 on a 44-yarder, and 7 for 7 on extra points.
Yeah.
We scored a lot today, and we talked to Niblett. Really didn't get too many chances. He did have 1 kick return for 19 yards, and DeAndre had 1 punt return for 8 yards, which I couldn't tell. I think he touched it.
I think
on that first
touched it.
I think he did too, and so he was worried because otherwise I think he would have just let that go.
To his credit, like obviously,
when in doubt,
yeah, it's like, bro, if you genuinely believe you touched that ball, you gotta go. Like, what's the alternative? You know what I mean? But yeah, we shouldn't have been in that situation.
Well, y'all get your questions and comments in. We're gonna start hitting some of these. Shout out to Queso5044 for the sponsored comment. Good win, but please God, just let us beat Texas A&M. Amen.
I mean, yeah. Like, listen, don't get me wrong. Like, I love the good Lord like everybody else. Like, if you want to beat Texas A&M, you got to go beat Texas A&M.
Yep.
Like, that's
God's not interested.
Yeah,
in that one.
I'm just looking at it like it's not some big bad boogeyman. It's a team. A&M has showed up week in and week out, and they've been a little bit better than whoever they play.
Yeah,
right?
God doesn't have a dog in that fight. Anybody get that joke? Dog.
Oh.
A&M. Come on, anybody. Sorry.
Corgi.
I'm gonna hang it up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just anyways. All right. From that's a dad joke. All right. From the Feel Smart. I'm a simple man. Game ends. I come to YouTube to watch Third and Longhorn. We appreciate that. By the way, on that pregame show, shout out to everybody that came down on Bevo Boulevard and said what's up.
Yeah,
talked about listening to the show and how much they like it. We appreciate that. That's cool.
You had some individual fans as well.
I believe that was you.
You did. They were shouting you out. They were shouting you out.
Nothing makes Nick more uncomfortable than people like recognizing.
I know.
It's so funny to watch.
It's so funny.
I'm like, did you meet Jeremy Hills? Did you meet Mario Higgins? Anyway, no, that was cool though. But shout out to everybody listening on 1300 The Zone right now. We appreciate y'all. Let's see, from Jimmy the Gringo, Higgs, that jacket is fire, man. Higgs has got on an old school UT Nike jackets. It is pretty fire.
The weekend I got this jacket.
Derek Joe, can we get a shot of that? Yeah.
The weekend I got this jacket from one of the Nike reps from my old work. I got thrown into a cactus in Mexico.
Nice.
So
I'm sure there's a good story behind
that. Put that behind the paywall account.
Yeah, we're going to. I need to know what happened.
I'm sure that involves alcohol, but the jacket looks great. And yeah, shout out to Derek Joe, everyone for producing back there. Appreciate it. As always, he hadn't gotten a shout out. from Julia and DeBerry. I can't tell. 6401.
Julian
Sorry,
DeBerry.
Sir, these are hard to read. If we take care of business next week, I definitely think we should get in. We'll see. We got to have a lot. We're gonna have to have a lot go right.
We need some help. We definitely gonna need some help. But I mean, yeah, if you don't take care of business next week, I definitely guarantee you won't be in.
Yep.
So yeah, you need some help, but you got to handle your business first.
And Jimmy the Gringo, in response to that, is a great point. This is very similar to the Oklahoma game every year. It doesn't matter anyone's record. It's going to be a game that matters, and it's going to be a good game. I think that's the thing. Is like pretty much like these things are always dogfights. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter who's good, who's bad. It's going to be a good game. Yeah. I mean, last year we were a lot better than A&M, and that was still a battle.
Yeah,
it was a great game.
Yeah. I mean, it's that one, right? It's that one as a player. It's the one where these are the kids that are from your neighborhood. Like you grew up playing against this group of guys. Yeah, you know what I mean? Some of y'all played on the same teams together until you didn't. You know those guys. And this game is on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Guess what? They get the rest of that weekend. A lot of them go home. They're not going home just to go home. They go home to talk about what just happened. Like this is the bragging rights in this goes so much deeper than you would imagine.
Tell us this since you got to play in that game quite a few times. How much more trash talk take place in this game than a regular game?
Again, these guys. This isn't a thing where it's like, oh, we were on the same all-star team. Oh, we were in the same recruiting class. It's his mom used to take us to practice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the
family.
The trash talk out there is authentic. Mm-hmm. It is authentic. It is personal. You calling people by nicknames. I'm not even just calling you by your first name. I'm calling you by your nickname. Like the way that you're talking to each other out there is the way that you're talking to somebody that you genuinely know. And then when some guys get out there and they be trying to be too tough, you go, man, I know you. Like I know you. Like right. So it's like, yeah, this game is the game for like it's everything. Mm. It's everything. Don't get me wrong. The way I tell people straight up is like they ask me about the two rivalry games, right? You talk about OU, you talk about A&M. And I'm like, to be super honest with you, it's not like a hate for OU. It's a true respect. We're going to meet on the 50 and we're going to figure this out. Mm-hmm. But with A&M, it's like, I got to step on you. I need you to, because you bark. You see that? You like that? Yeah.
You losing listeners.
Yeah. You just bark. You just bark. You just talk. You just bark, And then on A&M side, they feel like we're the spoiled cousin. That's what A&M feels like against. Like, I was coming up with Von Miller, Cyrus Gray, and all of those guys. And Von used to be like, "Oh, I'm telling you, Texas is just tea sippers. They just tea sippers." Like, like in their heart of hearts, they believe that we haven't earned the recognition, that they're the best state school, like all of these other like delusional things that also going on.
They think that College Station, they think that Austin's not better than College Station.
They believe these things. They believe these things. They also believe that they should wear sailor outfits and do like cheers together.
Milkmen.
Yeah, milkmen. Yeah. So it's a lot that they got going on over there.
Cute dances though. It is super cute, man.
Sure. But like, no, it's a lot going on over there. But what I'm getting at is like, now this is a true, like, I don't want to use the word hate, but this is as close as hate gets in sports. This is it. So yeah, we've been waiting on this.
Well, this from Jeff Moe. This is a really good point. Defense really missed Ant Hill today. So this is actually something we need to talk about, because I think, look, if Ant's not able to go next week, and that Ty Anthony Smith targeting penalty, by the way, did he change his name this week? Because the announcers kept calling him Ty Smith, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure his name's Ty Anthony Smith. It's been that since he's been getting recruited. But not having Ty Anthony for the first half and possibly not having Ant Hill, that's huge.
That's massive.
So
that is massive.
I think we're going to see a lot more Brad Spence. We did see Trey Moore, and I have a feeling they're going to slot people around there. Obviously, Leonga will still be where he is, but hopefully Ant can
That's
go.
What I'm saying. I just got my fingers crossed that the the break that Ant got today was enough for him to be back and ready to go.
I hope so too. You know, if that kid can play, he's going to play.
Absolutely.
I know people were worried that kid's opting out. He's not.
No.
He's not that kid.
If you believe that, then I just would have to respectfully say you haven't met him. You don't know him.
Yeah. No, he's not a regular season opt out.
Nope.
Like, that's the thing. I mean, we can talk about postseason another time, but we'll see. So from Raxicle, what's up, nerds? Love y'all's content. Keep up the great work. I don't know how to take that.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll take nerd. I've been called that my whole life. So from Jimmy the Gringo, is that fig tree and snake plant behind Nick real plants? No, they are not. So shout out to the great folks at Keller Williams who allow us to shoot this in their studio. So sometimes they got plants there. We do have conversations. Should we take them out? Should we not? So
Why not?
today we just added a little greenery.
Nice plant.
Yeah. Gives us something to talk about. From Joe Smith, great game, no notes. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat. We're 25 minutes here, and you know this thing, we've covered most of it.
Yeah.
So from El Maestro 1993, if the CFP committee loves strength of schedule, ours should be one with real discussion if we beat A&M.
Agreed. I mean, that's what I would love to figure out what they value most. And the only way we can make them determine that is by doing what we need to do, because that is true. Like, what do you value? Do you value the 70-7 win against Syracuse from Notre Dame? Do you value the, one of the toughest, if not the toughest schedule played this year by Texas, and then coming out of that thing 9-3 at that point, right? You would have already faced Ohio State, OU, Georgia, Vanderbilt, and then A&M. So it's like, yeah, you're 9-3, and 5 of those games were against top 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's wild.
It's insane,
right? So like, what do you value most? And we don't even have to talk about it no more because your vote should tell us.
Well, I think that's what's going to be so fascinating. Is I think this year it's bigger than Texas and all of these things, because what the committee decides to do shows you what they value this year. And so far in rankings, et cetera, they show that the only thing that matters is wins and losses. And we're not looking at quality of win, et cetera. Instead, we've got this quality of loss thing that's in there now, which I don't understand. Like, I don't get that. Like, if you don't have quality wins, you count quality losses. That confused me. But I think philosophically, it's going to be really interesting for the future of college football, because if you basically say, I'm not going to incentivize you to play good out of conference schedules, we're going to see the quality of football games go down.
Agree.
And I hate that.
I agree. And I mean, yeah, they got themselves, they're in a little bit of a pickle no matter what, right? Because if Miami wins out, then you get a 10-2 Miami who beat Notre Dame and beat them, decisively earlier in the season, but beat them nonetheless. And then you got a 10-2 Notre Dame who is 10-2, but you can't name a signature win from them.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say you get a 9-3 Texas, who you can name a couple of signature wins, but you can also point to some
tough losses,
some
bad
losses. So it's like there's going to be pros and cons for everyone that's bidding to get in there. But at least for us as fans and viewers, we are going to get a real opportunity to see what do you actually value with this system.
Yeah, and
I think that's important.
Yeah, I think right now Pitt's doing Texas some favors. They're up 28-0 on Georgia Tech in the second quarter. And for those that are keeping score at home, Georgia Tech's number 16, and they're ranked above Texas. So that is a huge,
that's massive
thing for us. The more of these folks that are above us going down, the closer we're going to get to being in that picture.
That's that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get a Texas who is all of this goes out the window if you don't win.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying if you get a Texas who's number 11 or number 12 or maybe even number 13, who's 9-3 with 5 top 10 games played, and of those 5 played, 3 won, right? Yeah. And I'm like, you telling that team they can't, like, they shouldn't be in the playoffs? So it's but if you put that team in, who you taking out?
I know.
So it's like, yeah, I don't envy their job, but at least as a fan and a viewer, I get an opportunity to see, like, all right, how is the points in this system actually graded?
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see. Higgs, you got anything before we wrap today?
I just saw a quote from Arch Manning after 45 points for Arkansas. We have a lot to clean up. We could have played better.
Yeah.
And also Sark, I guess he mentioned in the post game that he said he got a high five from Vince Young, and Vince said he would have loved to have had the Philly special in the playbook when he was playing.
Yeah.
How was that not?
No one knew about it.
Maybe nobody could throw it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know.
No,
Actually, they had Tony Jeffrey with him, didn't he?
Oh,
He was
that's
the
true.
former
Yeah,
quarterback.
Tony Jeffrey could definitely do it. I think Arch hit that right on the head, right? Like when you look at this game, you're like, yeah, there's some definitely things that we cleaned up here, but this was a great performance. This was a great performance. This was a terrible defense. Let's call it what it is. Arkansas is not a good defense.
No.
So you did what you should do, but you did even more than what we thought you would do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And,
go. Sorry.
No. So yeah, it's definitely stuff to clean up there. What I love is that you should be confident going into next week. And if I had to pick out of a confident defense and an offense that I need to tighten up versus a confident offense and a defense I need to tighten up, give me the latter.
Yeah.
Just with their older group of guys, they know what this game means. They played in it. They've won it. So yeah, I'm gonna trust that defense to tighten.
I think that I was really frustrated with that last second score. I know most people didn't care, but I'm not going to say a percentage. Maybe I will. I think about 90% of these voters don't watch the games. They just look at the scores.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
52-30 looks like a beatdown. 52-37 still a good win, but it doesn't look as
That's
much
fair.
like that.
I didn't even think about that. That is fair.
So I hated that one at that. But it is what it is. But I do think this team has been, before we get out of here, but has been fascinating in the fact that this defense carried the offense for the whole front part of the year. And now we've kind of flipped it around a little bit. So I'm hoping that maybe by some act of God, everything comes together in this last game. Both sides of the ball are firing on it.
It'd be poetic, wouldn't it?
It'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Beat the Aggies.
I'll be honest, man. Like we'll see. And I'm not trying to get them no bulletin board material. I'm just not.
I already did.
Okay. Well, I look at them, and again, they've done what they needed to do every single week, right?
They won the games on their schedule.
They needed one more than Notre Dame. They got it on a 4th and 9 or 4th and 10. They ended up winning that game 41-40. Right?
On the road too.
On the road, which is tough to do. Give them their credit.
And we know you love Notre Dame.
Every year you say I love them. Like, first it was
you adopt
Michigan,
a new favorite
first
team,
it was
man.
Michigan. Then you said I love Oregon. Now it's Notre Dame. Like I can't talk objectively about football.
You're allowed to like other teams.
Golly. But when I look at the rest of what they've done, I looked at, I would have loved to see the Missouri game with their starting quarterback, but unfortunately didn't get that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I look at who else would you say? I mean, South Carolina had their foot on their throat, but did not press down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you look at, and so, but then kudos to them for even coming back in there.
Yeah.
You would, at the time of the win, the win that made me think, oh wow, this might be legit, was LSU at LSU, but then LSU turned out to be really like pretenders this year, right? And everybody's like, well, how do you know they're pretenders? Any team that's on their second coach for the season is a pretender.
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah,
right. So, I look at that and they're almost like in the same category as a Notre Dame to me, except that they've been more consistent and don't have any losses.
Yeah, shout outs to them. They're undefeated. Like you can say whatever you want about A&M, but they're undefeated.
No, that's what I'm looking. Yeah. I look at Notre Dame and A&M the same in a sense of like these are two really unimpressive schedules. One has gone undefeated and the other has gone 10-2. Well, 9-2 to this point.
I have no argument that A&M should be in, obviously.
No,
but Notre
sure.
Dame, you can't argue.
No, and I'm bringing that up not to say should A&M be ranked number 3 in the country. I'm saying as I'm watching the tape, I'm like, I still don't know how good this team is.
Yeah,
I can tell you how good Ohio State is.
Yeah,
I can tell you how good Georgia is, even with a loss. You know what I mean? Like the rest of this is pretty hard to shake out in the SEC.
Makes me excited. I'm excited for them to face us.
Yeah. But that's really how I feel. Like in my heart of hearts, I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how good A&M is next week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, kudos to you. To this point, undefeated, number 3 in the country. Congratulations. I can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you.
I'm excited. That's a good team. Before we get out of here, shout out to Higgs and my old buddy DJ Mel. He says, I'm with you. That last touchdown should have never happened. DJ Mel's the best DJ in Austin. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Been DJing for years. But yeah, man, it's all set up for next week, right? Like this is what, when this rivalry came back, oh my gosh, man, finally back in our stadium, in our house. We will be live along with the KXAN and KBVO on Bebo Boulevard for the Texas game day. So that's going to start early. They're going to run the newscast from there, and then we're going to do our little thing after that. So we'll be down there. Plus, we will, as always, be here with the post-game show. I know everybody's going to want to talk about this one. Yeah. Everybody's feeling good. Just got through this game. That's what we wanted to do. Make sure there are no speed bumps. And Higgs, you got one more thing before we
just one more thing on that Pitt Panthers. They host Miami to close out the season next week.
That's gonna be a game.
That's a big one.
That's gonna be a game.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to us recap number 17 Texas 52-37 win over Arkansas. We will be back with our preview show this week, and then, like we mentioned, the pregame show and the postgame show. We appreciate everybody listening to this. Everybody tuning in. Hook 'em.